So hey everyone, this is the final part of our series of moving to the USA. I mean, it probably won't be the last video we shoot about this topic because we probably want to shoot some videos about the ramp up experience and maybe a 30, 60, 90 of how everything has been.
Hmm.
But in our first video, we just pretty much shot it when he first moved to USA, and we just talked about everything before flying, during flying, and then after just landing. And then we have another video that's going to come out that's more related to finding housing, another one that's specific to setting up your financials, bank accounts, credit cards, investments, cutting ties from your home country. And then now this one is kind of just a reflection, time to reflect a bit.
Yeah.
um, Brian's gonna reflect on what he could have done better when he moved, and then also glaze himself a little on what he did well.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think I'll start with things I would have, if I could redo this whole process again, what I would have changed.
Yeah.
Right. It's like first thing that comes to mind is that maybe I should not have shipped as much stuff from my home to America. Like for example, I was shipping stuff like pots and pans and like bath towels and some clothes. Right. The problem is like if you ship it, you kind of need it right away. Like if you have a place and I'm waiting for my stuff to ship for like a week, right? Like how are you gonna take a shower if you don't have like a bath towel? Right? You're waiting for it to be shipped, right? Or like how am I gonna eat without any utensils because they're busy like being shipped to America,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it luckily for me like kind of stuff lined up well where I had my place and then my stuff came like 3 days later,
Yeah.
right? But honestly, just better just to bring as little as you can, right? Like I would not have brought like all the small stuff. You just rebuy a lot of stuff too,
Okay.
right?
Cause yeah, that's one thing we talked about before. When I went to your house, you had everything packed.
Yeah, some like the smallest stuff like nail clippers, pots, pans, clothes. I was thinking about even shipping my protein powder, right?
So
It's like,
shippers rebuy, just rebuy.
just rebuy as much as you can. The only things I would have probably not rebought was like my computer. But even then, I think I should have just rebought my computer. I rebought the monitors, right? And that was like okay. I think to consider is like whether if you buy something like used, you don't have a car sometimes, so you can't bring like any of the big stuff, right? Like a table, like a couch, bed,
Yeah.
right? But in general, I would recommend just rebuy. Just keep your life simple, right? The only thing is to this is like some of the stuff I did bring helped me like get over some of the homesickness, right? It's like if you bring some like for example, I have my like bath towel or like random stuff. Like it just feel a bit more like home, right? Because it is stuff you were living with,
I see.
right? So it is like sentimental values. Like oh, I see like the same dishes I use all the time, the same bath towel, right? I have my same clothes, right? The small stuff matters a lot. Like I had like small bags and like the tote bags I was having, right? So it's like sentimental stuff. Like it does make it more feel more like home, yeah. But in general, though, I would just rebuy, yeah. Plus, there's also the risk of shipping stuff into America. For example, you're not allowed shipping fragrances, food. What there are like there's like a certain list of things you should not bring into America. Fragrances, food, medication was the third one I'm thinking of. Right, so I had a bunch of skincare, which was like actual like drug prescribed medication.
Yeah.
So you're actually not allowed. There's a risk, so I would just like avoid doing that, or at least bring it on like your carry-on or chick bag.
Guess it just rebuy a computer. TC must be great. How much is it to rebuy a computer? Like a few grand?
No, it should be like $1 grand, like
One
one
grand.
grand or two. Yeah, my computer's like $2 grand, right? So just rebuy a PC. Well, I mean, like it's your work, right? You think about it as if you're a software developer, your tools are like your computer, keyboard, mouse, monitors, right? If you're like an electrician, you want like nice, like electric tools,
Yeah.
right? And like wire cutter and like all those stuff,
Mhm.
right? Tools of the trade should always be invested in, I think.
Yeah. You're right. And then, like Lee Code Hart says, companies do have a work from home stipend. Maybe you could ask them about like work from home stipend. I feel like they started cutting a lot of those off recently for buying monitor
Yeah.
desk and stuff. That used to be a thing during COVID.
Yeah, I think if you're fully remote, they give it to you. But if you're hybrid, they expect you to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like some companies are like fully on site again.
Yeah. And I would not use your work like laptop for like personal stuff, so that's why you should have like your own separate system for work and personal stuff. Yeah, that's one regret maybe or thing I should have done better, just to rebuy more, and then ship less. I just another recommendation is just to rebuy from the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Right, just buy something like just to start. Right, buy paper plates, buy like disposable utensils. Right, and then once you have your place, then like start investing more. And even then, I would not invest too much. Right, slowly build up. There's no rush into buying like nice stuff. Let's see. The other regret I mentioned as well is like I should have just straight brought more USD cash. Right, having more cash is better because then it lets you do your apartment security deposit as well as like for the bank accounts and the secured credit card. Right, America is about the land of money. So if you have money, things open up to you. Right, bring more cash. The more the better. Not too much though. I would say like you don't want to get robbed or anything. But
10 grand is a lot.
10 grand is a lot. Yeah. But
he said 5K to 10K.
yeah, 5 to 10K because the deposit is so high, right? And you have to pay first month's rent right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're moving to New York, even do more. So this all depends on what city you're moving to.
Yeah, exactly.
So New York, sometimes it's even more deposits. Some countries or areas in the U.S. probably even less. So we're just talking about. But if you follow these tips for SF, you should probably be able to be good to move mostly everywhere but New York.
Yeah. Just scale it to where you're going, right? Yeah. The thing is, you just bring a lot of USD regardless. Yeah. Other thing is to like prepare better. For example, like I had already sold my TFSA at that point, but I think the account needs to be closed before you come here, right? So it's not good enough to have $0 in there. It's actually better just to straight have it gone. Same applies to the FHSA as well. The RSP is fine. So prepare better. So that means like closing your investments. Nothing is like just having more USD or opening up like the no FX credit card in time. Also should have just scheduled more viewings before I came. Right. So in the last week before I came here, I was like frantically packing everything. Right. Whereas I should have been looking for apartments and setting up viewings the week before. Right. So if you're better prepared for packing, so that's another thing, like pack ahead of time. And yeah, don't leave it last minute like I did.
I mean, you left it a week before you left, right? Is that last minute?
Depends how much stuff you have, right? And like how much you want to bring, right? So that's why I said like if you just rebuy a lot, you don't have to pack so much. And if you don't pack so much, you can be better prepared.
But what, you have to leave that stuff for your people at home? Or just give it to your siblings and stuff?
Depends on like where you come from. So I'm coming from like I was living with family, so you could just like kind
just
of
leave it there. No
yeah,
one
leave
can
it
do
there.
anything, right?
Yeah, but if you're moving from like say New York to like now SF, you would want to like resell it or give it away, or you have to find some way of getting rid of all that. Yeah. Yeah, look at places and schedule them about 1 or 2 weeks beforehand. Don't leave things last minute. Another thing is like you need to get into the mindset of going to America both as a traveling like a tourist and in the mindset of moving. What I mean by that is like if you come as a tourist, you're gonna set up like your roaming data. You're gonna like know like of things to do in the area, like the good food and like just like something to fill the time. Because when you come to America and you do these viewings and you set up all this stuff, right? There's still going to be a lot of time in the day. So like go do the touristy stuff wherever you move, right? For example, San Francisco, just go hit up the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Go walk around downtown, right? And then when you come as a tourist, you come with like enough clothes for the week or like however long you're staying, right? So you need to get into the mindset of being a tourist as well as like an immigrant, which means like you'll plan for both short term and long term. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, also just have to remember to enjoy your time here too, right? You don't stress too much. Like once you have your place, your SSN, your credit card, or even like just straight like bank account's fine. Just relax, right? Things are working out, right? We start preparing for like the job as well. So like that's what I was doing when I was in SF. If I did like all this preparation, I would have like been better prepared for the job as well. I guess another regret I have is like not notifying everyone that I moved. So for example, like my cousin like literally found out yesterday that I moved, and like yeah, just like some people like want to say goodbye. Like there was like a lot of goodbye like dinners or like meetings that I wasn't able to get to because I was packing, right? So sort of notify everyone, like let everyone know you're like actually moving. So then people like will reach out, say goodbye, or like try to meet up one last time, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be forever. Like you'll visit back again, but yeah, notify people.
So who'd you notify? Just some, like your girlfriend and your family and some super close friends? That was it?
Yeah, I'm not a social person, right? I'm not on social media too much, right? So yeah, I just let my girlfriend, family, and then just friends.
I mean, how would you have let your cousin know though? through a group chat or something?
Yeah, we have a group chat. Just like I'm so busy with everything else, right? Trying to optimize everything and like prepare for everything that sometimes you just forget the people part, which is honestly probably more important sometimes.
Yeah. Honestly,
Right.
a lot of people found out through like I would just post it more, and then they're like, "Oh, did you move? Because you posted
Yeah.
SF like 6 times across 6 different months."
Yeah. I think it should never. Hopefully, if you're good friends, they should never get to that point.
Yeah.
Right? Friends like will notice that too. Like they try to invite you out to something, and then you're like, oh, I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's like notify the people moving and hang out, like spend time with like the people you care about.
That's a lot to do right before you move.
Yeah, I know. Like you're trying to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
All right. These are the mistakes I would have done. Mistakes that I would have done differently. Like there's I think a lot of different strategies that comes to when you try to move to America, right? I think people were really surprised that I was gonna move here and then look for a place within a week. I think the strategy most people do is like come here for like a week, right? Look for a place, set up the SSN, set up the bank account, and then leave back to your home country, right? And then come back properly when your lease starts, when your job starts is I think the proper way to do it, right? It is more expensive this way, right? But I think the time savings and like having everything set up is way more important than the money saved, right? Because once you have a place, you can now tell the SSN like to be mailed here, right? The bank account will be all set up. So then when you land the second time, you won't have to stress as much.
But like, okay, thinking about that a bit.
Yeah.
What if you have to work in the office for a few days?
No, so for example, I started like March 1st,
Yeah.
right? So I should just came the first week of February, right? To
Okay.
scout a place, to set up the SSN, set up the banking, right? And then after the like February 7th, I should just went back home.
But you needed some stuff. You needed your I-94 and stuff to set up your SSN and bank.
Yeah, so the thing about the visa is like the second you get the TN visa, the I-94 will just refresh the second time you come back in, right? You'll get a new I-94 every time you enter the US,
Okay.
right? Once you have TN visa, you can just travel back and forth. Like,
But I think you need to enter 10 days before your start date in order to get TN visa.
is that the requirement?
Yeah. There's a few things related to that.
Okay, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
But-
So that strategy is like a bit. Yeah. You can only enter. So there's a. Yeah, I don't know about that strategy if that would actually work. I think what
Might
you
be
did is
different.
like the only way for
Only
your
way.
job. I
Yeah.
think that was the only way. I think
Okay.
you solved it.
If that's the
The
only
ball
way,
was good.
Okay, so those are like I think the general mistakes. Otherwise, like time to glaze myself now.
Yeah. What did you do right? Stop beating down on yourself.
I think I did a lot of things right because like
Okay.
you know, a lot of things went smooth too that
Sure.
I don't mention. Like I kept my previous phone number, which lets me like continue all my two-factor authentication, and I actually used my previous number for like all the landlord texting because I didn't have an American number yet,
Yeah.
right? So just keep your previous number. I still have it actually, and I plan to keep it for about a year, and then I'll transfer to like a number forwarding service, so you can still receive texts, but you just can't receive any calls or send any texts, right? Well, like keep your old number. I'd say at least for a year. Switch to like a cheaper plan, right? Because you won't be using data, you won't even be calling much or texting from the old number. So keep it for a year. Switch to like a cheaper provider. Like I'm in Public Mobile, like $15 a month, right? So switch your Canadian number to a cheaper one, and then I had planned to buy an American plan right away, so that was well. I just went with Mint Mobile. It's like $15 a month again. Yeah. So I think keeping my old number went well. Also, like friends and family to contact you, right? They still have your old number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be messaging you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Other things I did, well, I think I found a place pretty fast. Like I was not that picky. All right, so I found a place. I think within 3 days of me actually landing. All right, so finding a place fast is like really key because then you have the address, which lets you do the forwarding of like the SSN, the bank account, and whatnot. Right. Finding a place is like really crucial. Send all the mail there. I think I planned out my first few days pretty well. Right, so this is also why I tell people like go get your SSN right away, go get your bank account right away. Right, I had the hotel booked like months in advance. Right, so that made it a lot cheaper. Also, like was planning like, well, what am I going to do with the hotel? Like, how am I going to eat? Right, so you could eat out at restaurants every day. It gets expensive. So I just like planned like a 1 day to Costco, kind of like the day after I landed. Right, so I had the hotel for a day. Also planned out the hotel had a microwave and fridge. Right, so you just like buy some like frozen food, just heat it up.
Nice. Yeah. that's a different strategy than me because I was like, I moved there. I was like, so I'll just like
Eat at a
take it on the
restaurant.
chin for now.
Yeah, I mean it's good food here. It's like if you have the money for that, you don't care too much. Yeah,
I didn't have the money, but
you can still live like that.
let's see.
Just your future self will pay.
And okay, planned out. Like he found his place in 3 days, and I think it all. If you go watch our housing videos, because I think from my perspective, is because you knew exactly what you wanted, and as soon as something hit the criteria,
Yeah.
you kind of just sold it or went for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that goes into the part of like where was this? Of like figuring out your budget and setting the amenities that you actually need, and then if you actually hit these ones that you actually need, just sign that thing right away. Right? Is that why you or why do you think you found your apartment so fast?
No, it's just exactly like this. The thing once you do enough viewings, you know what the good ones are, and then once you see another good one, you'll just like hit on it right away, right? Or like I hit on the good one first, and then I did a bunch after, and then you just go back like, okay, I'll just do that one then. Yeah.
Okay, so just do as much viewings as possible to calibrate yourself as well. Like
Yeah.
calibration is important.
And then if you have this checklist that is like your must-haves, right?
Yeah.
There's no point viewing a place with no like full fridge for me. Like I need to freeze it.
Yeah.
That's like a given, right?
I see.
So it lets you filter out stuff. Square footage is another one. Location. Yeah. Like
Location,
any,
location. Okay, what else did you do well?
Plan of the first few days. So I got the SSN, like a set appointment for that. The bank account had an appointment. Food in hotel was good. They also just like relaxing, right? It's like I was like chilling in the hotel a few times, right, for a few hours, like just watching like TV shows or just doing whatever you have for fun, right? Just relax, like things, like you're in America, right? Just no need to stress too much.
Yeah, no need to stress. It's a sad time that you move, but it's also a happy time that you
Get
start
excited.
a new journey.
Yeah, you gotta get excited for like now you're in a new place, new people, right? Food's good, right? Yeah, and you're starting a new job as well. All things I did well. I think it was like good to have friends out, so it's like really good that James is out here already, right? Because having someone else already do the whole thing like really helps. Having friends like family to help you out, yeah. Other things is what else went well? Like, I come from Canada, so it's very similar to America, right? If you came from like India or Europe, the system would be like quite different, I think. So just familiarizing yourself with America, like all the systems they have, as well as like the culture and like what to expect.
Yeah.
I think it was like I was like well prepared.
You think it's different from what you see? Like it feels different in the U.S. and Canada so far, or just kind of more of the same?
Some ways it's like more of the same, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because people are like, sometimes they come, they go, oh, people are meaner here, people are nicer here. It's like, does this cap?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's some nice people here. There's some mean people back in
I don't know,
Canada.
yeah, I think the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I've traveled a lot in the U.S. and Canada, and it's barely see a difference.
Yeah. Other tips: talk to the cross-border accountant. That person will really help you guide like all your finances and taxes. Talk to people who have done this journey too. I think that's what helped. There's like another YouTube channel that was like really helpful for me.
Who?
His name's like Kangaroo Finance. Your competitor.
Kangaroo Finance. Shout out to Kangaroo Finance.
He helped me a lot. Things out at H, between the K and A.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy. He's done this move before, and like he has a lot of good tips.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to this guy.
Yeah, he's also a Canadian that moved to America.
Is he a software engineer?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Kangaroo, let's collab. Go
And then-
follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. What else?
Oh, and then like yeah, if you're, I think no, that's everything. All things doing well. Cut clean ties with Canada. Still like maintain with your friends.
Still in relationship still is going well.
Yeah, long distance is hard, but that's a whole nother topic.
How about your family and stuff? Like everything's good with your family?
Yeah,
Like did everything go well with your move with your friends and family? You think that part went well?
yeah.
Besides some not knowing that you moved.
Yeah, things went well. Like, and let the parents know after I landed. Like, like here I'm safe in America, and then after I got a place, let them know again. Job starts, just keep them roped in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Siblings know that I'm here, and like they already started shipping stuff to me for me to bring back to Canada.
Yeah. All that's so, but you suggest not like just buying it and not shipping, or you still don't. Because
for that
things
one.
could break too and they
Yeah,
ship
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's also the main thing that he mentioned. Like he one of his boxes was literally like cut open, or
Yeah.
like had
Ripped
rips in
open.
it.
Yeah,
It's like
I think I
crazy.
stuffed it too much, too heavy, and yeah, those boxes go through hell and back.
What else?
Let's see. Otherwise, we're in American system, bro.
You did a good job of like learning everything because
Yeah.
even 2 weeks ago when you didn't know anything yet.
Yeah, I like literally just landed. So now,
Yeah, now you actually
adapting well.
knew all the different accounts, backdoor, colossal backdoor, what's it called?
Credit card churn in different banks. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot to America.
So how did you go about like studying all this stuff and ramping up so quick?
I think actually ChatGPT is pretty good at this. If you ask like moving from your country to America, ChatGPT will give you like a good like step by step of like what you need to do. Right. Also just like a lot of research on my own. YouTube is a good resource. I use Reddit as a lot too. That's where I learned about like all this stuff. Yeah, also just like general stuff that doesn't apply to software engineers. Like apparently a lot of doctors come to America as well, right? They're also like making good money, so they know all this finance stuff, right? Like people who just move to America in general, like moving to whatever city. I just search like moving to like whatever city, like SF, New York, Seattle on YouTube, right? People have done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do a lot of research. Otherwise, just have fun, relax,
Yeah.
enjoy your time in America.
Cool. Anybody got questions before? That might be our last topic, and then we'll do a different day. We'll talk about actually ramping up, because he's still ramping up. Maybe in the 30 days mark, we're gonna do another video, like a 30-day check in on how life has been, and more just like probably won't have exact topics, or we'll figure out things to talk about in that 30-day check in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's already ramping up. He's already pushing his first code.
Yeah.
Already like met with all the coworkers. Already getting a lay of the land and figure out what projects he's working on. It's all fun stuff.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
All right. That's probably the end. I'll stop this video here.